Good morning everyone, it's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And the new Corridor of Awakening event is here. It allows you to purchase dupes of the old free-to-play characters. So if you're a new player, this is how you will acquire those dupes forevermore. And for older players, this is how you will acquire the extra dupes needed to get your old free-to-play units to level 120. Now, one thing to note is that the missions give you a total of like almost 26,000 of these crystals, and each of the dupes in the shop cost $1,000 each. Which means that if you do every single mission, if you have the ability to do every single mission in this event, you will have just enough currency to get one single unit to 120. And then you'll have 900 left over. That's it. And this event goes away on the 15th, so it's not around forever. And you can't really farm it. Like, you can, but you can't at the same time. Like, info, it doesn't drop anything. It doesn't drop these crystals, so it's only from missions, so there's no real point in doing it. But I think I'll rant about this in a different video, but I think that's pretty shitty. So, but today, let's go and, take on the extreme version of this quest. I have yet to attempt it. Taking a look at the missions: 11 turns or less, 5 alive 3 times, 6 combo blue, green, and orange, 250 skill points in 1 turn, 3 body and spirit changing battle skills. I know a lot of people don't know what the fuck that is because it's not very well explained. It is the pointy star-shaped skills, normally for heals, or like Space Millim's Drago, or a stat swap, or something like that from Earth Mirren. It's generally going to be those, mostly healing cards. So that's that. And then guard 3 times and 3 counterattacks. Now, most of these are, fairly straightforward, right? But then you get down to counterattacks, and it's just like the defense battle that we had a couple weeks ago. There's only like 3 units that can really help you do that. It's going to be, the Golem, who gives like a 60% chance to counter. There's Earth 2.0 Benny Mar Protector, who gives guaranteed counters, but no guard. And then there is Dark 2.0 Diablo, who guarantees counterattacks when they hit him. So, this mission will be difficult for many people that don't have access to those 3 units, because there's really nobody else that can just give yourself counterattacks. You could naturally get counters, of which then you'll just be fishing a lot, and that's going to be awful. But really, there's not too many options. The guard is a little bit easier because, Golem does give you guard, and he gives you counterattacks. So if you're lucky enough to have Earth Golem Protector, you're going to be looking pretty good for this battle. It's just that, obviously, you will not be getting the 250 skill points. And so, I mean, you don't have to do every single mission in one run. In fact, it's going to be very difficult to do so if you want to get all of these. So 3 runs, you got to beat it with everyone alive 3 times. You could, prioritize blue team, green team, orange team, and then, one of the teams is going to be guard and stuff and healing. But let's go ahead. This is the first team I have built, and it should cover a lot of the missions. Okay, so a little bit of a change up from the team that I showed just a minute ago, because it didn't work. The Rimuru has like almost 300k HP, and every so many turns he heals like 85k maximum, which the Earth team it can't outdamage that. So we're gonna go with a pure hold in the back for a big time nuke kind of idea now. So we've got the Golem still with the the pierce, not the pierce, but the guard and counterattacks. But now what we're gonna do is that every time we have enough points, we're gonna go put one on Hinata, get her ult, and then send her away. So that when we're ready to nuke, we have the 45% attack from Millim, we have the double buff from Xion, we have the buff from Dark Xion, and then on the nuke turn, we'll have the ult damage and water resistance down, and hopefully another single target ult from Shuna just to follow up there. This will be quite interesting. So this is going to take a lot of turns, because we have to build up a lot of points, we have to do a whole lot of playing back and forth with switching characters out. So this is definitely not going to be an 11-turn kill. This will probably be a full blue hand or some kind of full hand. We'll get the guard and we'll get the counterattacks, but I'm not going to make it sit through this because it's going to take like 20 goddamn turns or something. So, yeah. Let's just... I'll bring you guys back when we're ready to try and nuke here, and I'll let you know what has transpired. Can we kill with these 3 alts? You know, I'm gonna put it out there, I kinda doubt it. But let's find out how hard we hit here. Dark Xion hits 12k, not great. Water Xion hits 12k, not great. Hinata hits 169k, and we do not have enough follow-up. We would need to wait for a perfect hand of just Hinata. So that's what we're gonna need, okay. Because we just do not do enough damage. Alright, and he still has 63k left. Yeah, we're gonna need that perfect turn. Okay. We have the hand, but do we have the run? Probably not, because he has defense and I didn't check that out beforehand. But we're gonna nuke anyways. We have all the buffs active. We have everything, so let's see how much damage we do here. 164. And a cheeky counter, why not? The 200% orb might kill here. Hold on. Hold on. Alright, we got it. Cool. Okay. There we go. So, it took a decent amount of time to do this. And it is not what I would call, efficient, right? 20 turns to get that. And 4 of them were sending 1 orb, trying to get that last orb for Hinata to pop up. So... yeah, we got the mission done, right? We got the guard, we got the counterattack. But if you don't have a team that can do that, if you don't have this entire team, or you don't have some variation of some stacking, wanked out team, like you could use Violet, you could use Space Millum, as long as you put the entire team as just damage support, and then also have, you know, the Golem to give you counterattacks and everything, this probably isn't going to work, right? So, I have very, very mixed feelings on this stage specifically, because I feel like if you're going to lock all of the dupes for free-to-play units behind this, it probably shouldn't be this difficult, especially since all of the crystals... You know what? That's a rant video. Hold on. We'll you know, we're losing sight of this actual thing. At least you got a little teaser of it. But, alright, so that's the guard and the counterattack mission done. And now it's literally just nuke his sorry ass in 11 turns and get all greens and all oranges. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so now we're gonna, we're gonna do a few of the other missions. We're gonna go for the 11 turn kill. We're gonna go for the entire hand of green. We're also gonna bring Dark Diablo 2.0 and see if we can at least, get the mission of getting the 3 counterattacks in, because he is, he is guaranteed counters if he himself gets hit with the normal. So, there's quite a bit of RNG, because he has, 3 options to choose from, and it's not always going to be him, and, he could send 2 attacks on Rimuru and 1 attack on Isis, and he could just leave Diablo alone the entire fucking fight. Who knows? But if that's the case, like, if you use him, I would do, the first 3 turns and see if he even gets hit a little bit, and if he doesn't, then I would just reset, instead of trying, for full, 9-10 turns. It's just a waste of time. So try and get your counterattacks in early, and then start building up the nuke. That way you don't have to spend forever, and you don't have to wait so long to get to the counterattack mission done. So we'll try this out. Well, nothing feels better as a YouTuber than waking up thinking that your video was posted correctly, and then finding out you have 4 DMs because it didn't work, because there's overlapped audio, there's some parts of the video without video. So we're going to re-record this Dark Diablo 2.0 counter mission, because somehow during the either editing process, and I went back and looked at it, and it didn't look like it had any significant problems, but for some reason the audio for that segment was just now overlapped with a different part So I don't really know what happened there. So we're going to re-record this. This is the Diablo 2.0 counterattack segment. So turn 1, he does do an AoE attack, so you are free to bring him in and use his counter, and you get at least one of them done. And then you just have to, leave it up to RNG for Rimuru to target you when you have the counterattack up, because it is only a one-turn thing, right? And you don't want to use it like too many times because it can get expensive, and ideally you'd want to like use it. All right, well that's unfortunate. After you've reset with Veldora. So wow. All right, so actually we got 2 counterattacks there. We got a natural counter from Milim and our guaranteed counter from Diablo. So, alright, so we only need to do one more counterattack. So I guess this does go to prove that you can bring a unit that will give you counterattacks, or you can continue to fish for natural counterattacks, as low of a chance they are. But, it is something you can attempt to do. Let's take him out now for Shinsha, because I don't want him to get hit unnecessarily if we want him to take counters, and honestly I don't want his ult up here because I still want to use his counters. I don't want his ult in the way of a 6-card send. So let's go ahead and take him out for Shinsha. We can use her debuff right here and the Isis buff so we can start getting some additional things, and we'll be looking pretty good. Yeah, so we'll get her ult. We can send that now. I mean, technically we could have done it with Diablo, but I wanted to use her point gain skill as well. And now that we have the Veldora gauge, we can now reset her, we can reset his counterattack. So, we'll go ahead and, I guess we'll just save her in the back now. We'll bring you back in, and this is a perfect orb change hand for Milim, so we can reset, or we can use and then reset that as well. And then Veldora, hopefully he targets Diablo here, and that will be our 3rd counterattack, and then we can just work on killing, and we can be done with this mission relatively quickly. But a lot of the times that just doesn't work out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hopefully it works. Please hit him. We only need 1. We only need 1. 1, 2, 3. Alright, perfect. Alright, so that mission is complete. We can go ahead and continue to clear this if we really want to, but I don't really see it. I mean, that is what needs to happen, right? This team obviously will be able to kill. It's the Dark team. We're gonna get at least another 2 stacks of this. We're gonna get the magic buff up, and then we're gonna do the Dark attack, all damage, and crits. I mean, you guys know what's going to happen here. You don't need to see that. You just need to see that Dark Diablo can get you the mission, alongside getting some natural counters in here. But if you don't have Dark Diablo, it's going to be difficult, because that takes you down to either him, Earth Benimaru, or the Golem for at least moderately guaranteed counterattacks. And if you don't have any of those, then it is just going to be total RNG for that mission. So I think we can actually cut this segment short, which means that my work for redoing this part is actually much easier than I thought it was going to be. And we'll move on to the next segment, I guess. So for everyone who watched the corrupted part of this video, thank you for letting me know, and sorry, and hopefully this works out a little better. Okay, so this is going to be the full orange team mission that we need. So 6 combo of, we still need a 6 combo blues and still 6 combo of oranges, but we also need 3 body and spirit changing skills still, which this team can do because we have the burn from Hero and the burn from Violet and the attack buffs. We just have to use either, one of these twice, and then the other one, and then we'll get the 3 skills there. We can get the full hand of oranges because of Toa, and then hopefully, because we're going to have a triple stack of burn, Violet, fully buffed up with all of the stuff, we'll be able to do enough damage to nuke him down, because, this isn't Clayman. He doesn't have 600,000 KHP, so I think we'll be okay. Alright, so we're in the fight. Let's go ahead and just send these blues. Actually, let's get Benimaru and Violet in here. That way we can get some of their traits active. So we'll send these blues. Hopefully next turn we get another green alongside this orange. That way we can use a perfect hand. And okay, well, I mean, technically we did, but it is what it is. I'm not going to use the burn yet because I do want that on the nuke turn or somewhere close to the nuke turn. So I think we'll just send these greens. We'll get Toa active and we'll get some alts ready. Okay, maybe we play around with it and we do this and maybe try and get the full blue hand as well here. I don't know if that's really a good idea. Well, it kind of depends. We're taking a lot of damage. Maybe, so we'll send this one. And if the next orb after this green ends up being a blue, okay, so then we're going to do that. We'll get Violet out of here so she doesn't take any unnecessary damage. We'll get Shizu out of here because she's the lowest. We'll send this one green so we get the full hand of natural blues. So, I mean, that's one way to do the mission, I guess. And this will get us a double Toa. So there's the heal. Let's see. It's a 2-2 spread. Okay, so let's do turn 6. Let's bring you in. And then let's not bring Shizu in. Actually, we can bring Shizu in. So yes, we'll do that. We'll use her a crit and pierce right here. And then this will last for 3 turns. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright. So pierce, crit, attack, and then the pierce buff. We'll do this entire hand of blues. And then next turn we'll do Toa. So that'll hopefully get us an alt for Benimaru and Violet. Alright, guard. That's unfortunate, but oh well. There's a little bit of a burn. Okay, Violet's definitely taking some unnecessary damage. This will get Toa and Benimaru's alt guaranteed. Let's go ahead and actually put another stack of burn on. Can we... No, we can't do that. Another stack of burn. We'll get the instant damage for funsies. Her attack buff is now active again, so let's go ahead and use Toa. That's 40 points right there. We could use other things as well, but I don't really feel like doing it. So pop, 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 and pop. Alright. Double single target alts right there. We have 2 burns. We can get 2 more burns actually next turn, as long as Violet doesn't die here from counters. Man, that was real close and real rough. Okay. So, he hasn't healed, so this is going to be the kill turn right here. Let's go ahead and use the fire buff now. And then... let's see. We can... So we need to use this one right here as well. So we have 45 points plus another, so we have 85 points to play with now. We could use the alt buff for Guy, but I'm fairly certain we're going to kill because we're going to put so many stacks on. So let's go ahead and use the orb change for another stack of burn. And then we'll bring you in for Shizu. And then we'll use his burn. So that's 80% fire damage right there. We could use Toa. That'll be 45 points, but honestly, like, there's nothing really that we're going to do here. So let's just go ahead and send this. Fairly confident that we kill. If we don't, I'll be very surprised. Benimaru is going to do 25k. Violet, 60k. Pop, pop, pop. And 26.5, and he is dead from the burn. 108k. So there we go. There's the natural blue. There's the 6 hand of green. There's the 3 body and spirit changing skills right there. And that should be all of the missions, actually, now that I think about it. Let's take one look at it, though. Yes, alright, so all the missions are done now. But for the hell of it, let's do another guard one and see how we can get that to work. Never mind. Any team that is going for just dedicated guard, there are no units that guard and also raise your skill cap, so it's going to be that whole cat and mouse hide and seek, get an alt, get them buffed, get them out of there, and do that repeat, you know, cleanse over and over and over and over until you have what I amount to be a very strong ultimate and a full 6-hand send. Or you could try and shoot for just a whole hand of three natural guards and pray that your RNG loves you. Other than that, and if you don't have any guard protectors, then you're kind of SOL. You're just going to have to fish for them. The same with counterattacks. If you don't have one of the counterattacking units, then you're just going to have to fish for them as well. And yeah, all the other missions are relatively straightforward. Just bring a nuking team with greens, oranges, and blues. We saw we can do that. So otherwise, we're done with this event. And I will have a rant video on this event coming sometime this week, because I don't think it's a good idea for them to do this. But what other teams did you guys use to beat the EX missions? Did you have to fish for your natural crits and guard, or counters and guards, or were you able to use some other variation of a team? Let me know so other people can see and take note of it. But that's it from me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you later.